The MPC 1000 is a popular choice when entering classic MPC territory. I've bought two in the past but didn't do my homework, which ended up costing me. So watch this vid to learn from my experience. Where to buy MPCs? eBay and Craigslist are no-brainers. Reverb.com has many good listings, but I like to buy from GuitarCenter.com's used section. Sometimes GC has really low prices on used gear. The biggest bonus is the ability to return the gear in case there is a problem. So when you happen to find that MPC 1000 that seems to be at the right price and looks really good, there are a few questions you need to ask. Just ask straight out, anything wrong with it? And if they didn't put any pictures of the screen, you gotta ask, how's the screen? And if they didn't describe the pads, are the pads the new version? I'll get into more detail about that later. Where to inspect the unit? When you want to inspect the unit, you're going to need a power outlet. If you're at a pawn shop or a music store, I'm sure they're going to let you hook it up and turn it on. If you found the unit from a private seller, I recommend meeting at Starbucks and find a table close to a power outlet. What to bring to inspect a used MPC? First, you're going to need headphones. And if your headphones happens to have a 3.5 jack, you'll need a 1/4 inch adapter to go with it. The MPC 1000 only has 1/4 inch outputs, so this is very important. I also recommend bringing a power cord, just in case the seller doesn't have one. The power cord for the MPC is the same that you find on computers, sometimes laptops, so I'm sure you have one laying around. The last thing I recommend is a flashlight, or just use the light from your phone. Inspecting the body. The MPC 1000 is pretty old now, so don't be surprised to see scratches along the paint, hopefully not too much. What I want you to look for are missing screws. Hopefully all the screws are there, and none of the panels are loose. If the screws are missing, that means someone has opened it either to repair it, clean it, change the pads. It's just something to keep in mind. And sometimes the plastic panels on these things are missing for some strange reason, so just make sure they're not loose or broken. When you turn it on, you're going to find out how much RAM is installed and what the operating system is. This unit has 128 megabytes installed and has JJOS 3.16. Now regarding JJOS 3.16 and below are free to the public. Just Google JJOS and you'll see where you can download the free versions. There's also JJOS that you have to pay for. I believe they range from like $90 and up. So if you find a unit that's advertising JJOS, it might be the free version or it might be the version you have to pay for. So you might want to find out. These buttons right here are the most used on the MPC 1000. These buttons correspond to these menu items here, so just press on all of them. Press close to get out of that screen. Track TR minus TR plus, or just to change the track, you'll see a response here. Tap tempo. You get a response here. And while you're here, you could use the data wheel to change the value. Here are the transport controls. You hit play start. You see feedback here. Stop. Play. To test the record buttons, you have to hit record and the corresponding play button. Feedback. Overdub, play start. Feedback. Stop. Undo sequence. Now, if you find buttons that are slow to react, That doesn't mean it's a deal breaker. You could use that as leverage to negotiate a lower price. But keep in mind, if you're comfortable opening up electronics like this, sometimes you just need to clean the button underneath. Worst case scenario, you're going to have to replace the button underneath, but that requires you to know how to solder. So if you can do those things and you have a great price, consider buying the MPC 1000. You're going to want to make sure the CF card slot doesn't have any bent pins. So I would take your cell phone, turn on the flashlight, and check to see if there's anything bent in here. I have good lighting right now. I can actually see the pins are straight, nothing's bent. If you're in a dark area, use your phone and just inspect the slot. Hopefully the unit you're buying comes with a CF card. If it comes with a card already, it's good to know. It'll be good to know because you could see it's in there, you could pop it out and check to see the pins are fine. The MPC 1000 came in a couple different versions. The original MPC 1000 was blue with red panels, and those came with pads that were pretty bad. The two units that I bought two black MPC 1000, and they still had the version 1 pads, and I ended up spending over $140 to get them replaced. Now, how do you know if the MPC 1000 in front of you has the new or old pads? The old pads of the MPC 1000 look like this. The buttons are separate, and they get faulty over time. They were hard to hit, unresponsive, sometimes overly responsive. Sometimes one tap would create 2 or 3 taps. So I quickly replaced them. On the new pads, this looks something like this. So if you move the buttons around, you could see movement. So here's a test you can do to check to see if the MPC in front of you has the new or old pads. Basically, you would just press down and tug a little bit, and you'll see how they're moving. If you're lucky, once you turn on the unit, the default programs and sounds will be loaded. If that's the case, you should be able to hit all the pads and hear some sound. If by chance you turn on the MPC, no program is loaded, no samples are loaded, you can test the pads this way. Go to mode, go to other, and press pad. You can press every pad and you'll see a number here that represents the velocity the pad was hit. MPCs are velocity sensitive, so you could actually hit it lightly and you should see a lower value. So take out the headphones you brought with the 1/4 inch adapter and put it here for the headphone jack. Hopefully you have a program loaded with some sound and press play. You should be able to hear some music. The next thing I want you to do is to make sure that the main outputs are not blown. Those are located here, stereo out, right and left. So what I would do, I would put the headphone in here and press play. I hear something, press play. I hear something. So keep in mind, when you plug in your headphones into their stereo outputs, you're only going to hear it from one side of the headphones as you test the left and right channel. You may run into a MPC 1000 listing that says there is a built-in hard drive. This unit does not have a hard drive, but for you to check to see the storage options, click on Mode and Load. Cursor over to this section here and use the Rotary. There's internal and memory card for me, and the other selection will be here as well. After testing the MPC 1000, by now you would see if there are any dead pixels. So this screen looks pretty good. So I hope this video will help you out when you're hunting down your MPC 1000. If other MPC heads have more to add, please put in the comments below. And feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I have a bunch of MPCs.